All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out for everybody here in 1 second so everybody get joined in. Awesome. All right, we are live. Good. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion on day trading ABCs with the V pattern. So, day trading ABCs brought to you by the letter V. So, before we get started here, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, so we're going to start out. We're going to go over where we're at in the market. We'll take a look at the futures. We'll go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. Let me get the right chart pulled up here. 1 second. All right, so here we are, SPX Monthly Chart. Amazing stuff, right? We had the holding the cloud, holding the macro trend line, holding the 50-day moving average, pushed our way up last month over the over the mid-Bollinger Band, and now we're pushing our way off of that. It was an inside month here that we worked our way up out of, and now we're pushing our way up here, coming to this this tail here of the breakdown, right? So this is actually kind of a little bit of a resistance area. Typically, resistance is futile in this type of market, so we'll see how that goes and kind of go from there. Weekly chart, 2 more trading days left this week, and if y'all can believe it, we are back above the 30 weekly moving average. How cool is that? So that is that line in the sand, right, for between bullish and bearish composure, and staying above that is going to be a really major thing for the market. Now, next, if we stay above it this week, next week we might see a little bit of a consolidation week above that. Hopefully we stay above it again. Then we could work our way up here to the this open gap here on the weekly chart, which is pretty wild. Daily chart, wow, look at this thing. Over the upward trend line, over a rising 50-day moving average, over the 21, over the 8, and it's over the 200-day moving average with a gold cross here on the 8. And just pretty amazing stuff. The only thing that we got to look at here, again, that same thing, that upper shadow that we looked at there on the weekly chart, right, or the monthly chart. Just got to watch out for this right here. Okay, this is a big drop area. So we're kind of heading into that, really right into this zone right here as potential resistance. So we just have to be careful with that. But if we could plow through that tomorrow, we've got some room to go, right? We've got some room to go up to like 3,200 if it really wanted to. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Keep an eye on RSI too. It's getting a little bit over, it's getting close to the overbought range. Of course, it could stay overbought for a long time. We've seen that for a while back in all through 2019 and even prior to that, right? So, but sometimes it can just tick it and work its way back down. So we're kind of getting into that interesting zone. Also, the greed factor is getting a little bit high too on the fear and greed index, which we might do a session on that one day. So, but anyway, so pretty interesting stuff there. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So pretty decent, right? It was a little bit grindy to the upside, but there was some great moves and some good stocks today. And generally we were strong for the majority of the day. I mean, everything was generally bullish on the vol. SPD was strong. I mean, it was just a lot of buying going on today. So, and the volume was pretty decent too on the SPY. So, how do we do it today? We gapped up today, and we didn't reverse or fade the gap. We did an inside 15 here, which ultimately got us out of that 15 orb high, right? And then we came back down to the 5 to the ADMA, and then we worked our way up into the end of the day. They did try to push it down a little bit. The MOC at the end of the day wasn't as big as yesterday's, but it was still pretty decent, and we'll see how that goes into tomorrow. Let's take a look. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market opens. So you can see how cool this is, right? So we got really choppy here in the morning, right? Got a nice triangle move right here. Breakout out of the 15 orb. Held over the 15 orb high, and look what level it wanted to get to. It wanted to get right to this R2 level, and then it also tagged really close, 3 cents away from a prior inside day high. These are levels we provide to our members. So good stuff there. So good. In addition to that, let's take a look at the futures and see how they're behaving here this evening. So tonight we're down about $3 right now, but it's pretty cool. I know we have like a little bit of an M top right here, right? You can see that we got a nice little short this evening here through that M. We talked about M yesterday, right? So we got that nice little push down below there, and look where it came to. It came right to the support zone right here. Okay, so this was a key level that was tested throughout the day. What is the support zone? How do we come up with this, right? If we go back to the hourly chart, and you go back yonder, I got to go back pretty far here. If you go back yonder, right, it was basically the scene of the breakdown, right? That was exactly what we were talking about here on the daily chart, right? The scene of the breakdown. So this is a major resistance level here on the hourly chart, and it really just kind of carried forward into today. So it looked like it was going to serve as some potential resistance today, but it really just plowed through it. Once it got above it, it kind of slowed down a little bit, and now it's now the futures are retesting this here after hours. So let's see if that can hold. Right, if it breaks down below here, we might see today's 15 orb get tested. If it breaks down below there, well, you know, it was a good run here today. So, but either way, we'll keep an eye on it and see how it holds tonight. So that 3111, 3112 looks like a good area of potential support. You see how congested it got here today. So good stuff there. That's what we're seeing on the futures here going into this evening. Also, check out the trend line here too from yesterday's active session. Activate trend line highs. So we just push that up here. Look where we are, right at the trend line. Isn't that amazing? I love geometry, and the market does too. So cool stuff here. That's why I've done a lot of sessions on it. But here we are right at that trend line too, and at a potential support level. So we'll see how that holds tonight going into tomorrow. So good stuff. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion here on day trading ABCs, brought to you by the letter V, and we're going to be talking about a V pattern. So the V pattern, everybody should be very familiar with this one, right? So this is basically the market goes down sharply and then it goes up sharply after that, right? So let's take a look. So why are we familiar with that one? Well, that's exactly what happened here on the daily chart, right? So we had a sharp move down here, a Corona crash. We did get a Morningstar reversal off of this, and then we just sharply moved back up. We didn't see it here on the futures, but we saw it on the SPX, right? So here's your big V reversal right here, and obviously it worked its way up nicely from that. So what do we do? I mean, every bounce could be a potential V right after a drop, right? This could have been a V setup right here, and in a way it was. Okay, so one of the things we could do to help determine whether or not this V is going to be a great move or not is to go to the higher time frames, right? So if we go to the weekly chart, so let's just kind of look at it here on the candles. So if we go to the weekly chart, what's kind of what's the difference here between this week, right, this week of early March, and then this week here, right, of late March? So if we go to the weekly chart, right, what's the difference? This week in early March was what? It was a shooting star, right? So now obviously that got formed after the V tried to move its way up, but a lot of times we want to wait until the larger term time frames give us a signal to go. Right, so is this a signal that we wanted to go, that it was going to keep going? No, it was a reversal candle, right? And it was a pretty nasty one too, and it ultimately brought the market down. But when you go back to the daily chart, you look at this V right here. What's the difference? What's the difference between this one and this one? Difference here is if you go to the SPX, difference between this Harami cross, it was a shooting star on the futures. The difference between this Harami cross off of a major resistance zone and this is, well, a couple big things, right? So one, this was at a major trend line, right? That was all the way back from the 2009 lows, right? So we hit this major geometric line right here. What else happened? Bullish engulfing candle, right? So just a really key. Now we can look to go long off of that. RSI was oversold on the weekly chart at the time too, and look at that, we drifted up nicely on that. So good V pattern with that one. So that's how we do it. That's how we look at it. So you want to go to the higher term time frames whenever that V forms and look what type of candle we're getting and see if it makes sense to wait for that candle to close and wait to go beyond that. Right? So here this is on a larger term time frame. If you go to the futures too recently, right, we had a big reversal recently, right? If we go to the 15-minute chart here. Okay, we scooch back a little bit. I think I need to go back like 10 days. Hold on one second. Go back 10 days here. Okay, and then and scroll back here a little bit. Are we 10 days back? What happened? I didn't get the 10 days, sorry. Didn't go through. There we go. Scroll back here. So we had, remember this day? Crazy day, right? This is back in on the 27th of May. Right, so we entered into the open session. Everything was looking great, right? Everything's bullish, right? And then huge move down, and then a V reversal up throughout the day. It was just really an incredible reversal. So what are we looking for? One, we're looking for reversal candle setups. Two, we're looking for a potential morning star, lower shadow here off of a pivot zone, things like that. But if you go to the larger time frame, you start to see something interesting. So in this case, you go to the 2-hour chart or the 4-hour chart. Okay, so you go to a larger time frame, you look for a candle setup that makes sense. Right, so you go to the 2-hour chart here. Okay, so what's the difference? Right, what's the difference right here? Difference is here on the 27th. Look what we had on the 2-hour chart. We had a big bullish inside candle, right? And you say that inside candle up, right? If you go to the 4-hour chart, I believe there's something bullish here too. So that V was in the context of go back to 27th. So right in here, what do we get on the 4-hour chart? Big lower shadow, right? Which ended up working its way up nicely here on the 4-hour chart. So cool stuff, right? So just because a V is starting a revert, we had a sharp move down, doesn't mean it's going to turn into a V reversal. But I would encourage you to go to a larger time frame and try to see what the candles are telling you, right? Because the candles always tell us what price is acting like, but sometimes we have to go back a little bit and see if we get some clarity on the larger time frames. Usually, I like to go to the hourly chart. Sometimes you got to go a little bit bigger. If something's happened on the 15, 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart's going to go to the weekly chart. Things that you can also go to the monthly chart, see what's going on too. So good stuff. So that is the V reversal. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. All right. So Shirley sent in a few by email. We always appreciate that. So let's take a look here and look at DAL. So guys, Boeing was super strong today, and Shirley's has that on the request area right there. But Boeing carried the airlines today. There's just no question about it, right? So Boeing, we talked about it was a doji sandwich reverse continuation pattern, and we saw that happen here on some of the airlines. So DAL, very similar, right? Doji, and worked its way up. Boeing just controlled the market today, and it brought the airline sector up. So it was good comments. They got a stake today, from a big investor. And part of that comment is confidence in Boeing, essentially confidence in the airline industry, and the airlines just came right up with Boeing today. So that was a big move, right? So right now we have a fresh high, fresh trend line. So we go here, right? And now we are we're looking like we're trying to get into a bullish uptrend. I also like how we closed over these pivot levels like here. So continue to keep on an eye on the airlines to see if they can try to be strong. MGM casinos, a lot of them opening tomorrow. Right, so that was just big rally type news, right? They didn't get a big rally off of it before that. Now MGM was strong yesterday, had a strong reversal, right? But here today was just epic buying on the casinos because of that reopening stuff. So MGM was good, looking strong. We'll see if it gets followed through tomorrow. Win, super duper strong. LVS, beautiful, right? So a little sideways action, but beautiful at the open. Sideways grabs your ADMA. Look at that. Look how much it's coming up after hours. So casinos really strong on that reopening news tomorrow. Okay. Boeing, of course, was wonderful today. So this is one we caught at the open. We talked about it last night, right here, guys. That this doji sandwich. We did say it could be a potential reversal, but if not, right? If we pushed above the prior day's open and went above that, we could see a doji sandwich move, which is here, doji, sideways doji. This is a measured move, right? And so that's exactly what we had today. So we found this at the open and the live stream with the group, and it just was great, right? Just a beautiful candle here at the open, closing over the 15 orb, nice tight 15 orb, and worked its way up nicely. Look at that. And then even a doji sandwich within the context of a doji sandwich, worked its way up some more. Great volume came in, consolidated a little bit here to the ADMA, and then drifted its way up, and it's drifting up nicely after hours as well. So yeah, so definitely bullish there on the on Boeing today. And it was cool too, right? There wasn't a lot of resistance it was heading into. Once it cleared all these levels, right, here's your next major resistance level right here, right? That was your next pivot level. And after that, you had the senior breakdown. I mean, that was right where we left off. So let's see how that holds going in tomorrow. But if we get some more follow through on that, it could be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little consolidation, but it is drifting up nicely after hours. So we'll see how that goes. This is the candle we've been looking for on Boeing. Huge volume, nice follow through, and we'll see how it looks going in tomorrow. Good stuff. Retail, guys, yeah, we looked at Macy's yesterday. We definitely like the candle there. It's coming right into the fib fan lines. Just be careful with that. But another big day for Macy's, which is pretty cool. And it's a cheap stock, too, which makes the options even cheaper. So that's really fun. And then Twitter. This is another one that we took in the group this morning. One of our members pointed, look at that. It also did a doji sandwich, too, on Twitter. Right? See, big candle, pause candle with a doji, right? And then nice move to the upside. Cleared the 200-day moving average and cleared a lot of key levels today. So Twitter is definitely on the bullish radar. Give me 1 second. I need to make sure I add that onto the watch list for tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Wow, tomorrow's Thursday already, if you guys could believe it. Amazing. So give me 1 second here. So we got Thursday. So we got Twitter looking good. Boeing looking good. The casinos still look pretty good, right? So Macy's still looks good. We're going to keep probably Roku on the short radar for tomorrow because that was pretty weak today if the market wants to be weak. So let's put TBD for there now, and then we'll check out the anchors later. Okay, good. Yeah, so great one. Sure, these were all great performers today. Really incredible stuff. So we want to see some follow through on those going into tomorrow. Good, good, good. All right, yeah, so good stuff. Good. Scott sent us one here from Twitter. So we've got Tesla. So Tesla, guys, great stuff, right? Huge move up over this pivot level right here off of the SpaceX news over the weekend, right? The launch of the SpaceX shuttle. Right, so Tesla just got a good move off of that, right? And what do we say? It wasn't real news for Tesla, but it was good for SpaceX, which gave some hype to Tesla, and it squeezed out some bears, right? Squeezed out some shorts. Then we said what would probably happen? Well, since it wasn't really anything super for Tesla, but it was good hype, right? We would probably get some consolidation, and that's what we did, right? So we got a spinning top candle, and today is an inside day. So, it kind of closed a little bit weak, but it's still up $1. So really just want to just keep an eye on that inside day high and see if we can break out above that, push above that level right there, and then maybe get up to this next level. That's kind of what we're tracking on Tesla. So good stuff there. And then Streamman sent one in via Twitter as well. And Roku is interesting, right? Because one thing that, if you guys follow on Twitter, I tweet out, these go-to list stocks, a lot of these FANG names, each market night. And one of the things we look at with Roku is also in the context of a downtrend, right? So it broke down out of its trend box recently and gave us a trend box, and we're below this trend line. And look what happened yesterday. We got to the trend line, we reversed off of it. Now, we did still hold the 50-day, but if we broke that, we'd look for some downside movement, right? And it pushed all the way down through the cloud today and got below the cloud low. I mean, look at that. Just got right below that cloud low here today, and with some increased volume. So pretty bearish on Roku going into tomorrow. Obviously they could try to rally it right here, but here's your next level down here, this 101.56. See if that holds a support. If it does not, we have an open gap right there. Okay, so that open gap is 96.80. Okay, so that's a big potential target here if we see further breakdown on Roku. So definitely something to keep an eye on going into tomorrow. Good. ZEK, PFE, beautiful. Had a great recovery day yesterday. Retraced a little bit of that range today, but came back above it, still holding the 50-day, so that could give you some strength there. Hope you're doing well. Genus. Oh my goodness. I believe this. We put this on the game plan yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So, wow, great move on Genus. A nice follow-through from yesterday's candle. Fantastic. Whew. What a nice candle on that one. Doubled today in value, in price. Really incredible. Oxy, pretty good. Gave a decent move today. Came into like a couple little resistance levels here. But let's see if we can push it over these highs and continue to work its way up. Oil had some reasonable strength today. And then MU, great one. This is a great one too. So this had an epic reversal, guys. Triple inside day recently. Here's what I like about it. Right from yesterday, we talked about this. Triple inside day. It failed to break down that triple inside day low and hold, right? It came back in the range. So what that tells us is it probably wants to at least get to this high, maybe this high, and then possibly that, and it did it all today. It tagged all those levels today. And it closed reasonably above it too, and over the 200 days. So definitely nice move, definitely a warranted technical move on MU today. You gotta love it. Good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, we got some action today. There was definitely some good buying and some decent stocks today. Love it. Yeah, so let's take a look at Netflix. So Netflix, we had the bearish radar yesterday from the game plan. Why? Because of the downward trend line. So from the highs, right, we had, this one doesn't show quite as well. If you can see it better on the daily, I like to draw these trend lines to get more precise on the daily. And you can see right here, we're actually even a little bit lower here. The reason I had this on the short radar into today is that we came basically right up to the upward trend line right here and got a reversal off of it today, right? So we're still below that trend line. It was sloppy, nasty action. It was a quick move at the open, and then it just got real choppy, but worked its way down. Did a decent recovery, but back below the 15 orb here after hours. So definitely something to keep an eye on going into tomorrow. Generally bearish on it until proven otherwise. VTIQ. Yeah, so had this thing's just been crazy. This thing's all over the place, but decent candle this day with good volume. Huge gap up. That's why you move your stops up on gift horse gaps, right? It gave a reversal down, and now it kind of just reversed off that 80 MA like to the tick, and then came back up here and gave you a little bit of a hammer on that one. So see if you can break above today's highs and get a little bit more movement out of it. And GLD, yeah, the metals got weak today and yesterday, right? They started off yesterday with a really weak engulfing candle on GLD. Gap down today. Held this 50-day moving average to see how it can hold that. You got a big cloud below it right here as potential support. So we've got that going on as well. Good. Good to see you. Dazzling Sensation. Hey, what's going on? Let's roll. Amazon. Amazonius. Let's see how that's looking here. Inside day up a little bit today. Right, we had a nice inside day, so we got a little bit of volume. It was pushing. It looked like it was going to close well, and then it just closed with a spinning top today. So just like everything just kind of flushed a little bit at the close, and Amazon's just been a little bit blah. It's not really hyper right now, but they're going to be doing some big like sales in July. I think that they're not doing their Prime Day or something like that because of I don't know, Corona or whatever it is, but they're going to do some big thing in like July they're talking about. So we might start seeing some hype out of it pretty soon. But right now it's just kind of doing its thing. It's holding the 8 days, so that's good. LVS, huge right on the casinos, right? Because casinos were really big today. Great move on LVS today. Let's see if we can get above today's highs and get into the cloud. Boeing, we talked about at length a little bit earlier. Big doji sandwich up. We talked about that here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some upgrades coming in at tomorrow. See if it gets another gap up in the morning. Google's still hanging in there, still basically into this gap level, right? This gap resistance area right here. So just kind of see if we can get you some volume and get above that. Neo's been en fuego, guys. So again, the key area was getting above this geo line. It did right here, retested it, then gave you earnings, and then just really that 3 days in a row of just incredible strength on Neo. Again, I'm not even sure if they really make cars, but it's been moving up nicely, and it's a fun one to trade on options because it's so cheap. RRR. Okay, yeah, so Red Rock doing pretty good right here. So, with stuff reopening, so it looks like a little bit of a bull flag here at the cloud. A little bull flag type look to it. So see if we can break out above there and get some strength on that one. And then Tesla. So Tesla, inside day, we're going to see if we can break above those highs. So good stuff. Kim, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, thank you so much. You are too. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, how about the gold cross on Square today, guys? Pretty incredible. Look at that. 50 crossing over the 200 with the 8 over the 21. I mean, just an incredible move today. Great candle yesterday. Held nicely. I know a lot of folks swung this one overnight and just did a great job with this one. And nice follow through today. So, wow, this thing's getting pretty close to 100. I want to be day 2 tomorrow of this move, so just be careful. It might consolidate a little bit, but incredible stuff. It does, yeah. Algos really like it, right? And traders really like it. So sometimes you can get some nice moves off it. It did it back here. Right, got a nice little move up of that. It got a reverse cross right here to the downside, death cross here to the downside. It didn't do too much. It gave it a couple little down moves, but again, even there, like you still had this rising. The other MAs were rising up. So just some really nice strength on Square today. Does that really mean anything? It means it if you think it does, right? But it's because price did what price is going to do, whether you see that or not. Right? Yesterday was a huge green candle with some huge volume, and we got nice follow through the upside today. But yeah, some algos will buy on that, and some people will buy on it too. So that just adds fuel to the fire. So good. So like cake. I know a lot of folks have been talking about cake here. So yeah, good candles today. They're talking about opening up their restaurants. So nice follow through on that one today. A little bit of an upper shadow, so just watch out for that one. And XOM too. Yeah, oil stocks were pretty good today. We were tracking XOM the last couple days, and it was pretty decent. But it's kind of a slowy, type sideways action. Give a little bit of a pie. It was okay. It was okay today, but great candle. It's a slow mover, but you can still make money with it. Great job on that one. I like how it's finally got above the cloud too. Great stuff. DA, hey. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. YouTube Day. Ubdaya. Baidu. Daily cloud burst. Yeah, it sure did. Yeah, nice move on Baidu today. Came right to the 200-day moving average. We pointed out K-Web this morning on the live stream. So that was nice too. Baba had a couple nice moves. Baba did give a crazy little pullback today, but it ended up working its way back up over the 80 and going there. Just couldn't. I did like the triple inside 15 break, but it couldn't get any more movement on that. Baidu was a little bit better. Got right to the 200 day though. I mean, it was still nasty pullback right here, but it gave a little bit of a bounce later off the 15 orb. Right? Yeah. So the nice cloud burst right there, right to the 200 day. Watch that as potential resistance. DA, yeah, loving BA. I know, it was incredible today. Just a wild move. Yeah, we love that one today too. So it's finally getting out of this triangle range right here, kind of working its way out of the cloud and holding a new upward trend line. So we definitely like that one. And then Twitter, gonna blow it up. So nice move right there over the trend line, over the 200 day, looking really strong right here. It's got a couple levels got to deal with, but nice day today as it squeezed out a lot of shorts. There was a lot. We almost went short on it too, but we passed on it just because it wasn't quite ready yet. I'm still holding the 21 day, and the risk reward really wasn't there to get down to the cloud. But a lot of folks tried to get really short in here because of the Trump talking about Twitter and all that stuff, social media, and I think it just squeezed everybody out today. So it was just a great move on Twitter today. Fantastic. Actually, I was looking for shorts now. Nice. Yeah, well, we're into that resistance zone on the SPX, so it is possible. Yeah, so shop's hanging out inside day again today. Just got to be careful right here. This is the one thing I kind of noticed is like maybe, just maybe, it's working on a little bit of a bear flag right there. So let's just kind of keep an eye on it, see how it goes. Because that was a big down candle right there off of that harmonic breakdown that we saw, that we showed in the group here. Right, nice harmonic breakdown here off of this crab pattern. Reversal up. It is looking like a little bit of a bear flag. So just be careful with that one here. The only thing that's got you is that big lower shadow. Only thing kind of holding it back. But yeah, cool stuff. Apps. Yeah, I know you guys were checking on this. Whoa, huge one. Nice move on apps. I know you guys have been checking on this one here. Yeah, earnings yesterday, and there's a big gap up. This is the level that we were talking about here, and it didn't quite gap and go above that, but it sure really plowed through a lot of these other pivots right here and gave really an incredible move on that one. A cheap stock like that on earnings probably did pretty good with if anybody played a lotto to the upside on that one. That was huge. And then AXP. Yeah, that's a tough one right there. It was just tricky, right? I don't like trading this one anyway, but it was if you look at it, it's kind of like hop skipping up a little bit. Yeah, but it did get above the cloud there. And the 8's over the 21, which is over the 50, and they're all kind of pointing up. You just got to be careful, right? So we'd rather be short here, where the 8's below the 21, below the 50, like this, double inside down, right? Look for short setups like that. This is a crazy move. This whole Corona thing's been nuts. But anyway, good stuff. Good. Jay, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see a Robo. Robo. Nice. Yeah, looking pretty good right here. Holding its trend line, holding the 8, 21, 200, 50. Looking good. Pretty strong right there. Apps, I know, we just looked at. Huge move on that one. The iBuy. Yep, online retail, strong. It was strong the last couple days, like with Chewy and stocks like that. So good stuff. Even a little STC off of that one. The ESPO. Yeah, video gaming doing okay right there. Had a little hammer yesterday, ended up turning into basically like a hanging man, and pulled back off that a little bit. So always be a little bit careful about those video game stocks. But yeah, good stuff there. And then pause pet company. Yeah, not showing up on that one, but instead of that one, let's take a look at Chewy. So that was pretty good here at the retail, the online retail ETS. Big move yesterday. A little bit of a pause day here today. It's got earnings coming up too. Sneak, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. ZS. Did we get a pause day on that today? Yeah, so we had 2 huge days off of this one, right, after earnings, right, gap and go. And so we're just kind of hanging out here, kind of pausing a little bit right here. It's basically forming double inside day, possible pennant on that one. So let's keep an eye on that one. Zoom had earnings, was down after hours yesterday. Look at that, nice doji sandwich up here today, like upside up, right? And it was just good a lot of folks were short, just squeezed them out this morning. Look at that, that candle right there took care of them all today. Right, so all the bears are like, oh yeah, this thing's going down. No, it's not. Right, and then a little bit of a crazy little bull flag right here, sideways action, then up after the close. So yeah, nice move on Zoom today. What else? Apple. So Apple was pretty good. It did its usual kind of grindy type action today, but it did get over the geo line today, not with a huge amount of strength. A little bit of a pullback after hours, but let's see if tomorrow can gear up to try to get to these all-time highs. All right, come on, Apple, get the all-time highs. Let's do it. And then Goldman Sachs, pretty decent here. Nice gap up today. Held the 200-day. Volume's a little bit bad, but this one's a tricky one to trade. So, anyway, good stuff. Good to see you, man. Think Trade, what's going on? Slav, what's up? Peace to everybody, for sure. Thanks. Glad you're here. DA, another word on Twitter is it's way over the VWAP. This is true, too. I like it. Les, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Bagash, what's going on? DPZ. How's that doing? Okay, yeah, it's working itself. We'll give you that upper shadow here. Failed to break that down. Let's see if we can kind of get over those levels right there. But I love the cup and handle right here on DPZ. Some decent volume here. Finally got out of this little handle geo line right there. And it gave a nice move the next day. And now it's just kind of trying to work its way up a little bit. A little bit of pizza action. Pizza time. UNH, again, fresh all-time high is not the most beautiful way of doing it. But a little bit of a crazy red spinning top candle right there. But it is holding the ADMA still. And bullish if it's at all-time highs, right? Chewy, a little bit of a pause day, right? Earnings this week, so we're going to be checking on that one. DLTR. Oh, that's a nasty candle right there. So it's already gotten into its earnings gap right here. Watch your 200-day moving average right below it. It might be just trying to catch up to the ADMA, waiting for the ADMA to get to it, and then before it can start going again. And then CSCO. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, guys. So I like the inside day down that failed to go down, right? I like the candle that bounced off the ADMA. I love this candle right here. You see I still have an alert on it from this back from Friday. Now it's kind of pausing a little. So maybe if the semis get strong tomorrow, this could be one to look at to see if we can kind of take out those highs. Because I know a lot of folks went long on that one or just kind of hanging out in it. So let's see how that goes. Good stuff. Joseph, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Square. What a monster. What a monster. Gold cross here, 50, 200. Closed off with this huge cupish type handle pattern yesterday and got some great follow through today. Love it. Yeah, that was a good one. I know y'all pointed it out this morning on the live stream. It's not one I typically trade, but it was a great move there on the daily. SWK, just be careful with that one. It had a nice gap up and a push, but look at that upper shadow straddling the 200-day. Just be careful with that, right? It found some geometric and algorithmic resistance right here at that 140 level. So really we want to see it close above that tail right there to see if we can try to get going and try to work on a couple of these other pivots and ultimately try to get its way into the gap up there. So that'd be pretty cool. Good stuff. The Nest, BJ. Yep, still doing its little, it's actually a descending triangle, but you could kind of look at it as a semi-pennant right there, so that could be interesting. BGS. Okay, it popped out of the geometric line today and came back in, unfortunately, but it did give you a little bit of a quick move here today, so that's good. Light. Tough one to trade, but nice break out of the range right there and out of the cloud, too. So that looks pretty good. I like how it's over the 50. Nice rising 50 on that one right now, so that's looking pretty good. DDS. Again, we talked about this one. Another tough one to trade, but I like the gap up and the push into the cloud today. Zoom. Great reversal candle today. Doji sandwich up. You got to like that one. Etsy. Inside day today, but still holding the ADMA. ESTC. Inside day, so it's consolidating a little bit here after earnings, so looking kind of interesting. Tilray. Lots of call activity on this one today. It's still under that pivot line, so let's see if we can get above it, right? So this line from here was turned into to be some major resistance for it. So see if we can try to break out of those candles right there. Folks are trying to afford a cake the Nest. I know you like this one here. Great move. Great gap up today. I know you're waiting for it. It's a big move there and a little bit of a gap and go type move on that one today, so good job on that. Save, little airlines action. Good volume on that one today. Doji sandwich up as Boeing brought up the airlines today. Chegg. Lower shadow off the 21 EMA, so that's a good thing. And pins. Nice push up here today as well, but watch out for the 200-day. Good stuff. Think Trade. BA. I know, it's just incredible. We covered it a little bit earlier in a little more detail, but just a quick recap on it. We're traveling up here above this trend line. We had a doji day up. We talked about this yesterday, last night on the live stream. Got some great continuation through that today. Now, once it got above these levels, right, kind of retested those levels more, it had nothing really stopping it from going any higher, right, because it got above this guy, right? So once it cleared that one, right, then you get to this guy right here. That's where we kind of finished the day. Next level up is right here. So let's see if we get some more strength on Boeing tomorrow. We could see another move on it. Well, let's see if we get some upgrades on it tomorrow morning. It could be interesting. The Nest, Chef. Yay! It's finally working here. Good. ADMA kind of pointing its way up right there. I like the pause day up out of that range level right there. Great volume today. So a good one to keep on the radar. Joseph Regeneron. Okay, a couple lower shadows here at the ADMA. Let's see if we can try to plow its way up here and get over the 618 level. See if we can get going in here. Otherwise, it might do this for a while. Regeneron likes to do that. Likes to get a little bit funky. Good stuff. Brendan, what's going on? Good evening. Oh, yeah, Burke B. Broke out of a symmetrical triangle today. Fantastic. Yeah, got out of these guys today, so that's good. You're going to like that. Nice little breakout candle today. Good volume, so see if that gets some follow through the upside. Good find. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. The Nest. EADSY. Yeezy. Airbus. It's going up. It doesn't care. It's awesome. I think they had lots of legal issues, but still doing good. Boeing, of course, fantastic, right? We just covered that, so really, really good stuff. Jay Moss, what's going on? Good to see you. AZN. What is this thing doing? Double inside day. Huge amount of call activity the last couple days. I think it's waiting on some news. Waiting on some big news. So just keep an eye on it right there. Lots of call activity on this thing. SDC. Decent continuation move up here, right? So we looked at this, right? One of the things we were talking about up here, way back when, we said, what if it pulls back right here and then goes? Well, it pulled back a little bit. Now it's kind of working its way up. It wasn't as sharp as what we were originally showing right here, but it's looking pretty good. And I think it's kind of an I buy type one too. Snap. Good. Yeah, decent little hammer there off of the ADMA. Kind of nasty. Took out some stops yesterday, but closed towards the highs again. Tilray again, some call activity, but still below that major range here. And then GNC. Yeah, I was like, what is this thing still in business? There's still stores around. But yeah, 70 cents right here, holding the ADMA. Wow, penny stock type stuff, amazing. But I mean, it's so the options we traded were expensive to this, right? But yeah, it could be interesting, right? It's definitely getting some volume coming in, and they're losing money still, but it is what it is. They still sell vitamins, so it's good stuff. Nice. It's in the cloud right here. Let's see if we can work its way up right here. Maybe it's trying to do like a little bit of a bull flag type thing. Let's look for a bullish breakout candle. Ankit, what's going on? Good to see ya. The Nest OLED. OLED. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a nice candle right there. Look at that. We've been tracking this symmetrical triangle for a while. Finally broke out of it today with a great candle. Let's see if we can get some follow through the upside on that one. Super strong. I like it. CZR, another casino. Not as fun as the other ones, right? It's kind of like a little cheaper one, but LVS, Win, right? MGM, right? If you want to, one of these, this one's been trading great recently. What a great candle on that one today too. Nice gap up and everything. It was great the last couple days. Good stuff. And then Beyond, still hanging in there, upper shadow, just chopping around, chopping everybody up. So this is some chop fake meat, right? So anyway, good stuff. Ankit, good evening. Good to see you. Austin, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Les, Apple. Yeah, so Apple, big thing on this one. We got over the geometric line right here, right? So increased volume, so I like it. So let's hold this geo line and see if we can try to work its way back up and get to these all-time highs. That is the goal. Ali, what's going on? mRNA. Yeah, so mRNA was pretty cool today. One of our members pointed this out today. It's actually at I think a retracement right here. Let's take a look. Here. Let's try it here. Yeah, it bounced like right off of like this. I don't know. Maybe it was a different one. Anyway, it was like a 61.8 reaches, but it was a pretty cool bounce, like intraday move today. It was just kind of chopping around doing its thing, then boom, huge volume came in and just kind of drifted back. But really cool find on that one. So yeah, just keep an eye. I don't trade this one. It's a little bit risky because of just the craziness. I don't like to trade biopharma anyway, biotech type stuff. But this thing's just been wild with the corona, right? So, but big upper shadow right there. So just be careful with that one. Good stuff. All right, well, I lost everybody here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Quebec, what's going on? All right, so we got CME. Yeah, decent candle day. The volume's not exactly where I'd like it, so we are still range bound, but it's trying. Let me get my trend line back up here. So we're trying. So we get here and here. So we're getting a little bit range bound in there. Not quite, the super stellar volume I'd like to see, but let's see if we can break above there and get a little more follow through the upside on that one. And yeah, it's my pleasure. I love doing it. I love helping people, and I love hearing when folks are doing well. So it's great stuff. And, we put some great ideas out there, and y'all offer some awesome charts too, so it gets us all looking at it too, to be like, oh, that does look good. So, folks who tune in are like, I never thought about that one. That looks pretty cool, right? So shop, inside day, right? Just watch it. We talked about it as a potential bear flag, right? So just be careful with that. Right, and so we got this right here. The only thing that's kind of got it is this lower shadow right here that gives it a lot of support down here, but it does look a little bit flaggish, right, off of that big down move right there, that flagpole down move. So let's see, it's trying to work its way up. Let's see if we can get back above the trend line. Either way, but just be careful if it pushes to the downside. Aloha, Hal. What's going on? Yeah, nice pause day today. Could be a doji sandwich out of the cloud tomorrow. So that would be good. Tracy, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. TTD. Oh wow, well, that was a big move right there. Cup handle breakout, huge move today. I know a lot of folks are talking about this one today. So big move here, right? Big push out of 15 orb. This is a tough one, guys. I'm not, it looks great. Every time you look at this one on the daily charts, it always looks easy, but it really isn't intraday. And the spreads can be abominable on this thing, especially on the options. But went sideways here to the ADMA, worked its way up. Again, a little bit of volume on this candle, just kept on drifting its way up. So it ended up giving an enormous candle today. Big cup and handle breakout today. Nice find on that one. I know you've been asking about it too. CRWD, not so much right there. It did push here to highs and then kind of came back a little bit after earnings. And then TDOC, how's that do? Yeah, a little bit more follow through the downside. It's got some volume on that one, so if it really wanted to, it could come back and retest the 60 levels. A little breakout scene right there. It's possible there, and if it really wanted to get weak, it could come back there. So it's got that going on in TDOC. Good stuff. GSK83. Yes, I am Bubblehead from the Twitter. So yeah, that's me. I used to have the Bubblehead sign on here, but I'm trying, I've been working on YouTube and all that, so just trying to make it bigger. But if you go to the head of the YouTube channel, if you go to the header on the YouTube channel, you'll see my my head on the bubble head on there. So yeah, good stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. AZN again. We're still tracking this one. Next Country Kev, double inside day. It's trying to work its way out. Huge option flow on this one. I think this thing's probably waiting on some sort of news. So we'll see how that goes there. Jay, good job on. I know, Genus. You saw it a little bit too soon. That was really incredible. That was ridiculous. So we put it on the bullish radar yesterday. It's like, it doubled today. Wow. Amazing stuff. Have you ever traded in the cloud? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we traded Boeing today. We're definitely in the cloud on Boeing today. So, you can get some flow through the cloud. It can get going in there, but we like to use it as support and resistance. But once you're in it, right, you still look for it's getting going, right? We mostly looking for support and resistance. But sometimes get a little soggy in there. But and then we want to try to get out of the cloud. Once we're out of the cloud, things are like changes perspective on a lot of things. Sure, what's going on? Good evening. What do you think about Roku? Roku, nasty candle today. Broke down below the cloud, big volume. Looking to see if it tests this pivot level right here and possibly work its way into the gap. So if the market's weak tomorrow, definitely keep an eye on Roku again. Still. Boeing, still great stuff right there. If it breaks above these highs, I just have to imagine they get some upgrades tomorrow. Could get strong right there. And Disney with a decent candle today too. Dow was pretty strong. Heading into some resistance, right? We had a breakdown level right here, and then we had some selling pressure here. But nice candle today as I try to push through it. Good stuff. Aaron, what's going on? MTC. Whew. Yeah, nice move on that one right here. Look at that. Cleared that pivot level with some authority. And right now, it is rejecting that level right there. So just be careful with this one. Kind of a cheapo stock, but see if it'll consolidate, try to work its way up a little bit. Oh, Pause. The Pause. The pet care ETF. Yeah, a little bit of pullback today, but yeah, definitely looking good. Very, very nice. Aaron, yeah, SQ, incredible stuff, right? So today, got out of this, kind of shortened cup and handle right here yesterday with a great candle. That was your signal day, right? And then today you got some great follow through to the upside on it. So I know some members did well in that. So we were looking at other things like Bowen and stuff on Twitter today, but Square was really great. Gold cross here on the 50 and the 200 too. Joseph PH, you got here late. Just so you covered Escort. Oh, that's all good. You're fine. DA, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. Abhishek, what's going on? QCOM, let's take a look. QCOM. Yeah, so QCOM just had a great day yesterday. It got out of the this resistance range right here. Right, tried to give a little bit of push at this morning. Right, give you a little bit of a push this morning. Then it was like, no, I'll just kind of stay and just hang out today. So it was kind of a chop day for it. So see if we can stay here and consolidate. Again, what did we talk about QCOM yesterday? These big breakout candles on QCOM often kind of just get muffled a little bit. So just be careful with that. Big breakout candle, muffle. Big breakout candle, a little bit of upside. Big breakout candle, muffle. Big breakout candle, muffle. Right, so big breakout candle down. Big breakout candle sideways. Big breakout candle, maybe it'll change the trend a little bit. So, today was the day for it to get really some movement to the upside here and try to fill this gap. It got close to it, but found some resistance there. So see if it forms like a cup and handle type pattern. It might work its way out, and then ultimately try to work its way up that way. Tricky one. It's not a momentum stock, but it had a great move yesterday. Home Depot, all-time highs today, but like with a tiny little spinning top right there. But again, just see if it continues to hold that resistance as potential support. And the can we buy save? It had a great candle today. I can't obviously say whether or not anybody can buy or sell anything, but we can look at it. It had a doji sandwich up, and if it gets some strength, follow through the upside and can get above that pivot level, right, we can work our way into the gap. So good stuff. And then now, yeah, so almost an inside day today, but it's still holding its ADMA, so it's okay. It's doing all right. This is a tricky one to trade. It's really dangerous with the options. Spreads go all over the place. So just be careful with that one. And also the spreads on the stock chart too. Lots of other stuff to look at. I mean, TTD is a little bit better, but look at that big move on that one. Just be careful with those ones with those big spreads. Good stuff. Alfredo, ITA, yeah. So this is your aero defense, aerospace, right? So good. Boeing carried this one too. Just amazing stuff today. But LMT had a good move today, right? That helped out a little bit. NOC had a decent candle today. So a couple of the big names on it were doing pretty good, for sure. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Joseph, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. Always appreciate you and your support. Cool one. What's going on? Good to see you. Ping. Looking okay there. A couple of lower shadows right there. It might be working on a bigger type flag type situation. And net. Cloudflare, big inside day with a little bit of a pullback right there. So see how that holds, but it's right at its ADMA. So let's just kind of use that as a zone. Right, and see if it can hold these levels. So if it breaks down below it, you got your ADMA as potential support, and if it works its way up, right, might kind of come up and try to test those highs there. So good. Win Lee, can you do puts on Facebook? Careful, right? It's hard to get puts. I never would, I don't consider shorting stuff if we're over our macro trend lines, right? Until we can break down below those and confirm a downtrend, that's when I start looking for shorts, right? Trying to pick tops is like, it's cool, but you lose more than you win, right? So, but something like Netflix, right? We look to short that. Why? Right? It was up yesterday. Why would we look to short that today? Because it just tagged its downward trend line, right? So it's just a little bit of a relief bounce into resistance, right? Potential resistance right there, right? So that's what we looked to short. We looked to short Roku, right? Because it is it's below its downward trend line, gave a nasty candle today, right? So we're going to keep an eye on it tomorrow. We might get some puts on it tomorrow if it breaks to the downside, right? So big volume on that downside move. But Facebook, not it's just not ready. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to go down tomorrow. It could. The market could flush. Facebook could have some bad news, but it's kind of gambly, right? We like to trade in the direction of the trend, ideally. At least I do. So anyway, good stuff. GSK, can you explain about your service? Do you trade options or stocks? What's the strategy? Do you have Discord, Slack, or chat service? So yeah, so our group here, if you go in the chat in the description box there, positive-trends.com. So my group, there's two groups right there. I run the options group, and Trader Amog, if you guys follow him, he's been on here. We've done some interviews with him here too. He runs the stock trading group and does swing trades and stuff like that. So totally different strategies. So we'll sometimes we'll look at things a little bit differently, but he trades like kind of macro chart patterns. I look, with options, you got to be a little bit trickery, a little bit more, you got to be precise intraday, right? You got to look for that momentum move. You got to have your timing right, the momentum right, and the price right, and all in the setup right. So a couple different groups, right? And we both have a private Twitter that we use. So he uses strictly private Twitter, and I use private Twitter, but I also go live in the morning on Zoom and in the afternoon at the close. And so there's a little chat box in there that we could use. But we don't have Discord yet, but it's something that we might use eventually. Just a management issue right now. Jay, yeah, my pleasure. Trade with Aloha, yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, CVNA. Hopefully it continues down. Yeah, nice job on that one. So yeah, a little bit upper shadow right there. So let's see if I can push back down. You do have, unfortunately though, you do have a fresh high here. So after yesterday, and so that does shift the trend line over. Oh, look at that duplicate right there. Let's get this one. Activate here. Good. You do have a fresh trend line. So it is bullish until proven otherwise. We're kind of like coming up this channel right here. Now it may come back and test that trend line, which if you're short, that would be a good thing. But just kind of be careful of that right there. That's a tough one to trade. That's got some tricky options on it too for being, well, it used to be cheap, but I mean, it was 22 bucks back in March. It's already 110 bucks. Goodness gracious. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff. I guess maybe it's bullish through Corona because maybe less people go to dealerships and more people are just ordering cars. So I don't know, interesting stuff. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So what is your top long-term stock? I don't really have a long-term stock. I mean, they're all pretty risky, right? I mean, strong, solid names like Apple on pullbacks look interesting. But we mostly day trade for cash flow, right? And so long-term gold. But it's hard to say, right? So you got to play the market. You got to look at the market and see what sets up. But yeah, I obviously I don't give any stock advice or anything like that. And long term, it's anything could happen, right? So we wait to see what the market's doing. Right now, the market is bullish. Long term, one of my favorite ones is SPY, right? The SPX, right? It's just it tends to go up over time, but it doesn't mean we're not going to see a second wave and see it crash back down. Just got to be careful. That's all. Day trading for cash flow, the base hits add up more than investing. Anyway, good stuff. Carl, if you do it right. Carl, what's going on? Uber. Yep, so Uber was pretty strong today. Gave a nice move at the open. Inside 15 up for a quick pop today for a little bit of a scalpy type move here. And it's kind of got a sloppy move, but it's it's working its way up here, upward trend line. So bullish till proven otherwise. A little bit of an upper shadow today. Pepsi. Couple upper shadows right there. Off of the 200-day moving average. Just be careful with that. Did give a pop. That's no pun intended on that one today. Intraday today. NVIDIA consolidating here at the. I know it's a little messy right here, guys. Sorry. A little at its upward trend line, but a little bit of a spinning top. Still holding the ADMA. Bit of a kind of spinning top day today, but it's still holding trend. Netflix. Okay, right. So it's under the. This is tough. This has been a tough downward trend line to draw right here. So if you go here, wish this thing would snap a little bit better. So you get it right there. We basically tagged it right here today, right? So we're still down trade. That's why we looked to short it today. Had a nice opportunity at the open for a downside move. It looks like it's trying to get over it, but just got to watch out. This could be a wave 1, wave 2 to the trend line, and it might be working on wave 3 down. So we just got to keep an eye on it, right? It is over its 50 days, so it's got all that stuff. We might see some sideways action and eventually works its way up. GWW. working its way up there, looking interesting. A little bit of a hanging man type look to it. URI, a couple of these industrial stocks right here. Nice move up on URI. Fresh high, fresh trend line. It's a nice move there. Okay, working its way up. Okay, so kind of working its way in the channel. Just watch that. It's coming up into potential like upper channel resistance right there. But good stuff. Yeah, Abhishek, my pleasure. The Nest, you're liking Den. That's what I'm talking about. I like it. Denny's. I love Denny's. Good stuff. Overshadow. Sideways X right here. Beautiful channel from here. Beautiful channel from there. So yeah, see how it's going. It's looking pretty good right here. See if we can get out of the cloud and work its way up to that next level up. Good stuff. Hey, Win. Yeah, not a Discord group, but we have a private Twitter, and we do a Zoom with a chat room on there during the day. Yeah, timing is absolutely everything on options, for sure. GSK, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for the questions. X-Country Kev, AMD. Yeah, let's take a look. AMD getting toit here and here. And a little bit of a triangle type move right here. I was hoping to get a little more follow through off of yesterday's kind of Dragonfly Doji, right? But never got really any push above that. This was on the weak radar for a lot of the day today. Just kind of dropped at the open, just kind of blah. So just be careful with it right now. It's still holding its 50-day. It's kind of in a little bit of a triangle pattern right here. It's got some cloud support. So look for some interesting moves on it. But it's got to show me, maybe like a real bearish candle like right there, with some volume and stuff like that. And we could try to take out that pivot and test the bottom of the cloud. Good. Yeah, Carl, my pleasure. Ali, yeah, my pleasure. The Nest, LVGO, of course. We can't finish the day without that one. Monster. Yeah, big break out of that geometrical level we talked about yesterday. So nice momentum move through there. And then SE is just nonstop. It just keeps going. It's the Energizer Bunny. Crazy. I know. This thing's nuts. Yeah, look at that, Jay. Denny's. That would be one you would like. Denny's. Lenny's. No, Denny's. If you guys remember those old commercials. Hey, made some good money. Solo. Oh. Yeah, great job on that one. Nice move. Look at that. Woo, dollar stock. Good job. Fantastic. Win. Yeah, so if you go in the links here in the description of the YouTube video, you'll see our website, and you can check out our different services there. So I run the options group. It's newsletter plus alerts. And once you get in there, then you can get, once you sign up, right, you can enter in the group in the private Twitter, and I post the links to the Zoom in the private Twitter. And take a look at Target. Yeah, a pretty good move right here. This is a big resistance zone right here, support zone. So we bounced off of that today, right? It's still below this upper trend line, so we can get back above that, right? So it had a little bit of a rough move the other day off of, getting looted. And then it looks like it's recovering a little bit here. So let's see if we can get above those levels. Ankit, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Hey, the Nest, good man on TTD. Sweet. Yeah, it had a great move today. Good job. Nice. Denny's going trade for hours. Cool. Good old Denny's. Good stuff. Carl, we typically don't, but we do have a you cancel any time type thing, right? We usually make it right for anybody, right? So it's a good group. You can always email me too if you have any questions, right? So or send me a DM through Twitter. Jay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good stuff. The Nest, I know, it's good. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. It's been a fun discussion this week on doing the alphabet of trading, the ABCs of trading. So good stuff. I really appreciate everybody's questions and chart requests. And thank you. Thanks, The Nest. And really appreciate everybody. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Thank you again for your support. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and also hit the notification button so you can see when we post videos and go live. And also, please hit the like button whether you're new here or not. So really appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys in the morning on the Good Morning Market Prep on YouTube and on Twitter. And until then, I hope everybody has a wonderful one. Stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, Rochelle, thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.